everybody, it is time for my favorite part of every single video that we do. It is time to make the list. As I always encourage, please feel free to comment along your list in the comment section below, or feel free to send me an email, eatsleeplistpod@gmail.com. The email address is in every single video description that we post. I would love to hear from you all what your favorite Christmas songs are. Everybody has their own tastes. All right. Ironically, I did this one several years ago for the audio version of Eat Sleep List, which is much different format than what we do here. And my good pal Brian said that he would not come to my Christmas party if he had to listen to all the Christmas songs that I picked. I'm an old soul. All right, I'm an old soul, and I should reiterate before we get this going, because I could have done a top 20 or 25 of this, that these are not what I think are the greatest Christmas songs of all time. That's a matter of opinion. All right, these are the ones that I enjoy, that I enjoy listening to. The top 10 that I love to that really get me in the holiday spirit. And again, I had a tough time. There's a lot of great ones that are not on here. All right, that are not on here. It's very hard not to put some of the songs that I left off and not in the top 10. So, all right, let's get to it. My top 10 favorite Christmas songs. Number 10, "A Holly Jolly Christmas" by Burl Ives. I love. It's really hard to talk about Christmas music, about just music in general, without being able to play it. But I don't want to get dinged for copyright stuff. But "Have a Holly Jolly Christmas," and I love the instrumental. Feels very wintry. I don't know. Again, it's hard to describe. We're probably gonna fly through this list. This will probably be the quickest list that I've ever done. But there's just something about the song that just hits me in the feels. So, number 10, "A Holly Jolly Christmas" by Burl Ives. Number 9, "Do They Know It's Christmas" from Band-Aid. And this was a fundraiser concert, if I'm not mistaken. It was a combination of a lot of different personalities for this. And I'll be honest with you, I always heard this song. I was watching it with my family one night, and it's the scene where they're stuck in the movie theater. The power went out because of the snow, and they all start singing it. And it was nice. Like, they did a really good job singing it. It was just cool. The scene of all of them singing "Do They Know It's Christmas," like everybody coming together and putting it together. It was pretty cool. So I get made fun of for liking this Christmas song because, I don't know, there's some, like, I'm not going to say questionable material, but there's some stuff it's like, do they even sell, you're talking about, like, in Africa and stuff, and do they know it's Christmas? Like, they don't know what snow looks like. They don't even celebrate Christmas. So I get it. I completely get it. But yeah, that's my number 9, "Do They Know It's Christmas" from Band-Aid. Number 8, I love the upbeat nature of this song. I'm going to go "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree" by Brenda Lee. It's fun. Makes you want to dance a little bit. All right. I used to get really excited when I heard this one on the radio, or if you're at a Christmas party and it comes on. In fact, I was just looking on YouTube recently, and they did a music video of it, modern times, and I'm pretty sure it was her still kind of like, it was obviously she wasn't singing, but she was kind of lip syncing to it. But it was really cool. It's fun. It feels like a classic rock song. I'm not sure exactly when it came out. It's got a 50s, 60s type, like that old school rock and roll kind of vibe to it, and I think that's why I love it so much. But yeah, number 8, "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree." My number 7 is "There's No Place Like Home for the Holidays" by Perry Como. Again, much like Brenda Lee, it's got that vintage, old feeling to it. And I like the words. I like the lyrics, the messaging. I mean, simply put, in the title, there's no place like home for Christmas. I always yearn for home. around this time of year. I think back to my time in Rochester, which is about a year and a half moving out there. Maybe a little bit less than that, probably about 2 years, let's say. And and while I was out there, even though I was with my significant other, who I loved very much, I yearned for home. And I was really excited when it came to Christmas time to get back home, because being away from my family, it was a good learning experience for me. But, man, when those holidays hit, just could not wait to get back home. All right? Could not wait. It was nothing like being with my people for the holidays. And even there's some aspects now where I dream of celebrating Christmas. Wish I had more time with my own family while still being respectful to my wife's family. But there's an important meaning of it. And really, no matter how far you go away, there's nothing like being home for the holidays. So that's my number 7. Number 6, I love the Beach Boys. I do. And their Christmas song, Little Saint Nick, is so well done. I think the Beach Boys, I don't even know how to really describe it, but they had a beachy sound. Like, you could picture listening to a lot of their music and like a California beach or something like that. Like, it was really cool how they did it. And then they found a way to do a Christmas song that fits their mold, the way that they present their music, and make it iconic. All right, I think it's the coolest thing. So shout out to the Beach Boys for Little Saint Nick. That is my number 6. Number 5, going back to my church days, all right, my Christmas Mass days. "O Come All Ye Faithful" by Nat King Cole. This is one of the songs that they played, I think, with the walkout for Mass. Well, they did their own iteration of it. But every time I hear this song, I think about Christmas Mass. All right? And although, like I said, many times religion is not an important aspect of my life, that was, like, looking back, that was one of my fondest memories. Going to church, going to Mass, was the holiday Mass. All right. As a kid, I would sit there and I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get out so I can go open presents, go play with presents. But the early days, that was important. That was part of our routine. That song reminds me of that, where the atmosphere was dark in the church. It was a little bit dimmer, and it was probably the most full that the church was all year. All right, because you have a lot of people that just go to church for that, that specific Mass. So, but "O Come All Ye Faithful," it's paced just right, and it just brings warm feelings to me. A lot of memories. So, that's my number 5. My number 4, we had the first of 2 Elvis Presley songs. This one is "Santa Claus Is Back in Town." And I love the band vibe to it. Like, I could picture myself at a little bar or somewhere and listening to someone play this song. And it's very original too. I don't know. I would imagine that Elvis was the one who introduced this song. I would imagine. You never know sometimes. But there's like some songs where it's like, all right, here it is. There's 100 different variations of it. But I've never really heard any variations, at least mainstream release, of this song. So love it. I love the band feeling, and it's a little bit more upbeat, which I like. So "Santa Claus Is Back in Town." That's my number 4. Number 3 is my last Elvis song. I've been thinking a lot about this one lately. It's slower. But it's If Every Day Was Like Christmas. And it's interesting, to think about You listen to the words, right? You think about, what if we all were just kind of this happy and upbeat and kind to each other all the time? I went through a stint a couple years ago where I was like, oh my God, like, I hate the phoniness of holidays. I do, because people will treat you one way, maybe overly kind on a holiday or a birthday, and then revert right back to being who they were and how they treated you like the next day. And it's so weird, and it's actually kind of tough to when you that's why thinking too much is bad. But like when you're experiencing it, like, oh wow, everything's great, it's Christmas, everything's going to be good from now on, and then the next day just everything's back to normal. um I think about that. If every day could be like Christmas. Yeah, one of the stories that stood out to me as a kid, history stuff, was that in World War One, on Christmas Day, one of the years, the Germans and the French, I think, they there was a truce. There was a Christmas Day truce, and they played like soccer or something together. Wouldn't that be awesome if like all of the fighting stopped all of the time? And I think that's kind of the message behind this song. If every day could be like Christmas, how perfect life would truly be if we all acted this way all of the time, instead of putting on a front or something for the holiday just to kind of get through it. And I don't know. You know what I mean? But Elvis does a good job with the song. There's a couple other variations of it too, but that's the one. So my number 2 is White Christmas by Bing Crosby. And there's a lot of very good variations of this song. In fact, I probably could have went Elvis here as well, but the Bing Crosby one is just superior to me. I love his voice. I think it's perfect for the way that this song is, lyrically, the way the lyrics are for this song. His enunciation is delayed. It starts off so deep. I'm dreaming. Like, I'm not a good singer, but you kind of get the gist of it. And the song, like White Christmas, like everybody talks about, it can not snow all winter long, but if it snows on Christmas, it'll be perfect. And after that, the snow can go away. So when I hear this song, that's what I think about. I think of the perfect Christmas, right? Because nobody wants to celebrate Christmas when there's grass out there, or at least not from where I'm from. It's pretty normal, close to the equator, but up here in the Northeast, snow is king. All right, snow is what it's all about, and having a white Christmas is the quintessential way to celebrate it. Not that we have any control over it, allegedly, but yeah, White Christmas by Bing Crosby. That is my number 2, and my number 1. It is Frank Sinatra's version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I love the way his version starts off, where there's no instrumentals in the background. He gets through Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and then the music starts happening, right, in the background. The instrumentals, it starts playing very slowly. And his delivery is excellent. I love the lyrics to this song. And, of course, there is one that gets me every single time I listen to it. Every single time. If I'm in a mood where I want to cry, which I'm not afraid to admit, I do have those at some points, I put this song on, because this brings back memories of people that I don't get to celebrate Christmas with anymore. The line is this: through the years, we all will be together if the fates allow. Simply put, all right, as soon as I hear that, I think about how much my Christmas has changed. And I've talked a lot about that over the last couple weeks, about the baseline stuff and how people come and go. I'm sorry if you've heard it a dozen times, but this makes me think of it. You wish you can celebrate Christmas the same every year. That would be wonderful. That would be fantastic, if you could do that. But sometimes the fates don't align. And Christmas changes. But that little line gets me every single time. But the nice slow pace to the song is excellent. I like the slow stuff. All right. There's obviously a couple heavier, paced songs that are on my list. But the nice slow pace of this song, it just hits right. Christmas is about peace to me, right? Peace and joy and all that stuff. And the slower the pace, sometimes the better, in my opinion. But there it is. That is the list. That is my top 10 favorite Christmas songs. Please share yours. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear what you have, what gets you going. There's all sorts of great Christmas music. I thought about it. It wouldn't have made sense for me to put it on, but I discovered that the great Sir Chris, I think he's a Sir. Well, he was. Christopher Lee. All right. Saruman, Count Dooku. He has a heavy metal Christmas album. I think it's only like 2 or 3 songs, but it's out there. It's actually pretty interesting. But there's so much great Christmas music, and everybody has their different takes. All right. Some people like the newer stuff. Like, I'm partially embarrassed that my generation's contribution to Christmas music is Text Me Merry Christmas. Slightly embarrassed, but it is what it is. People like it. It's survived over 10 years at this point. All right. But it's really cool to think that, that works for somebody. It's actually kind of cool to think that song means something to a lot of people, but there it is, everybody. That is it. That is the list. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate you all. Have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday. Until next time, do you even list?